Well, hey everybody, it's Sandy and welcome back to my channel dedicated to helping you advocate for your own health one topic at a time. So guys, today I want to talk about a couple of products, namely some antimicrobial bags by both Cadence and Sonovia. So just keep watching. Yeah, so I'm still got the cast. I'm going to struggle with this for a little while, guys. The really most difficult part is that I don't have an opposable thumb. So, forgive me. It's going to take me a little bit. Maybe I'll make the video speed through some of the little tasks I'm going to have to do to tell you about these products and show you them. I've got two antimicrobial bags. Do you guys remember when Everbrand announced that it was done with masks, only to tell us that they became hereafter and they have more masks? But anyway, a lot of us were scrambling around to buy up this Everbrand pouch, which is an antimicrobial pouch. The fabric is treated with Polygene's Viral Off, so it's a nice thing to store your things in and try to sort of cut down on the microbial load. And they ran out of these really quickly. These are nice. They're not the be-all end-all. They do have this drawstring. They're kind of big and bulky. At the time, it was the only thing around to my knowledge. But now we have a couple of new ones on the scene. So I'm going to talk about them separately. We've got a pouch by Cadence, and we've got one by Sonovia. Yeah, so I'll start with the Cadence pouch. The folks at Cadence were kind enough to send me one of these back when they sent the Cadence Viral Off mask that I reviewed not too long ago. I will link that video here. Their products are treated with Polygene's Viral Off as well. So just like Everbrand, Polygene's Viral Off is a finishing product. It gets applied to a finished fabric. It does wash off over time. So according to Polygene, it's good for 30 washes. After that, it's gone. I've said before, I don't really know exactly how to determine how it breaks down over time, but I don't think you can assume that it's perfect, and then at 30 washes gone. Okay, I think it's only reasonable. My logic makes the argument tenable that it must degrade over time. The good news is, since it is profoundly antimicrobial, you really don't have to wash these all the time. I wouldn't want to wash something like this very often, knowing that after 30 washes, the Viral Off is completely gone. Now, how often do you wash a bag that you carry things around in anyway? So I think as long as you're mindful of that and you're not washing this all the time like you do clothes or something, this could be a very nice option. Now, the Cadence pouch is the larger of the two. It's 8¼ inches by 6¼ inches. It does have a nice zipper here that flows pretty nicely, especially if you're not in a cast with that lax and opposable thumb because your thumb's immobilized. It has a little loop here to which you can attach, any kind of a clip or a keychain. You can clip this to your other bag or, whatever. You can clip it on the inside of your handbag. And it is really light. It feels like they're masks. It's a very smooth fabric. I'm going to try to give you a close-up of that. It almost feels like it has like the tiniest bit of stretch in it, like just the tiniest bit of Lycra or something. I think in general they use a polyester. Now, if you look for this on their website, I did have a little bit of trouble finding it. So I went ahead and looked for the mask. So the Cadence Viral Off mask. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's something called related products. And under that heading, I found the bag. Maybe there is a better way to find the bag more directly. If there is, I'm going to link it down below in the description box. Now, their bag sells for $13.50 US. It's 10 pounds. So I guess you're a little bit subject to the vicissitudes of the exchange rate. As of today, it came up to $13.50. Shipping is $4.05 to the US, and they tell me that's pretty much the same everywhere. If you order over $100 worth of merchandise, then shipping is free from Cadence. Now, in addition to that, Cadence has given a coupon code to my viewers, and that is Get 10 Off Sandy. So I'll put that here. I'll also put it down in the description box. I tested it today as though I was going to buy one of these, and it did work. Yeah, so it is a nice size pouch. It's real thin. This feels like it's one layer of fabric. I'm going to try to let you see. Now, it's black, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. You can see light coming through it. I can see, I have a window over there, so if I put it up, I can see. It is a very, very thin fabric, and like I said, it feels like it has a little bit of stretch to it. The pouch is really roomy. I'm just going to show you. So this is the Cadence mask with Viral Off technology. You can't put a mask in these bags unfolded, like stretched out like you could with the old Everbrand pouches. So you'd have to fold your mask in half, which is fine. So I've got my mask in here. I'm one of these people who still has a bulky bunch of keys, right? Instead of fobs and things like that. So I'm going to add those to the pouch. I've got sort of a larger sized phone. I like a sort of a phablet. So I'm going to put that on in here. And I also have pretty large sunglasses. And I have room for all these things and room to spare. Okay, so that's my craft Cadence bag, all full. I don't really know what else I'd want to put in there. I even have room for if I had like a small wallet or something with my like insurance card and ID and things like that. I still have plenty of room left over. Yeah, so I do like it. I like how lightweight it is. I like it that it feels like it's got like the slightest bit of stretch to it. I do like that it is roomy enough for the kinds of things you want to grab when you're going somewhere. Sometimes you see little bags or little wristlets and things, and the truth is there's just not enough room for the things you want to grab with you, so you end up taking that plus something else. I think this is something that could really stand alone. Now, of course, there's no handle on it. You'd have to put a clip on this or else you're stuck holding it. Now, in terms of the microbial load, viral off by Polygene eliminates 99% of microbial load within 2 hours. You can check that out either on Craft Cadence website or on Polygene's website. Their viral off is now pretty widely used on lots of fabrics. I think that 99% reduction in viral load over 2 hours is good. Of course, there are some products that do better, some that don't. So speaking of which, I'm going to move on to the Kleen pouch, spelled with a K, K-L-E-E-N, by Sonovia. So Sonovia's Kleen pouch is a very similar concept so that you can grab all your stuff and throw it in one small bag and carry just that. It does measure a little bit smaller than Craft Cadence, so this is just under 7.5 inches by about 5. So I can show you them together. I'll put Sonovia's in front just because it's white, and you can see that it's a little over an inch in this direction and probably about an inch here in the length difference. And actually, it's not even quite, because now that I'm comparing them, in one dimension, it's about 7.5 versus 8.25, so that's 3/4 of an inch smaller on the Sonovia. And on the other dimension, it's 5 versus 6.25, so that's just a little over an inch difference, smaller on the Sonovia again, obviously. So it is a little bit smaller. Now, it is a thicker material, and I think it is just like their masks, 2 layers. It feels like it's 2 layers in here. And I can actually pull them apart, and it's just like one of their original masks. I think that's why these are white. They're probably using up all that fabric. But if you guys remember, that was just a 2-layer mask, and this feels a little more like a light canvas, and this outside feels a little more like a poly blend. They do use a cotton poly blend. I'm going to see if that'll focus for you. So it is 2 layers now. It also has a zipper. That's been a nice improvement that both of these companies have made over what the Everbrand bag was originally. Instead of that pouch with the drawstring cords, you have a nice zipper. And they also have this loop of fabric here for you to put some kind of a clip, but they include the clip. So if I didn't lack an opposable thumb, it would be a lot easier to show you, but there. Can see. So there's a nice clip here already for you, and it's a really nice heavy duty one, and I like that. Sonovia's pouch retails for $14, but all their shipping is free by DHL. So the Sonovia actually comes out to be a little more of an economical choice if that's the only thing you're buying. I have had very good experience with their DHL shipping. Typically something leaves Tel Aviv and about 5 days later it's at my doorstep. And Sonovia also has been kind enough to offer a coupon code for my viewers, and that is SAFE10. So I'll put that here, and I will also link that down below in the description box. And as far as the technology is concerned, Sonovia's technology is a proprietary patented technology. It's a little different than Polygene's viral off. It is not something that's finished and added to the product and then washes off so easily. They say everything is good up to 55 washes, but I know from the studying that they've done and what they tell us is that it isn't breaking down at that point. That's just as far as they've tested it. But when they test it at that 55 washes, it's still working. So the antimicrobial technology with Sonovia, as opposed to being something that's just applied and then washes off over time, it's really part of the textile. The antimicrobial technology with Sonovia also claims to reduce microbial load by 99%, but this one is in 30 minutes. So of course that's much faster than 2 hours. Now it is a little bit smaller, so let's see what we can fit in here. And I'm going to try not to be too clumsy with my lack of opposable thumb. So this is my Sonomask Pro. And I reviewed that mask just a short while ago. I'm going to link that here as well. Here's my big phone. It's going in. Here's my big bunch of keys. That's going in. Gosh, I wish I had 2 hands that were working properly and together. And I'm going to lastly do my sunglasses. I'm sorry I can't show you. I'm putting that in on camera just because the bag's getting heavy for this hand to hold. But you can see that there is still room and that it closes easily. It's not like stretched or strained or anything. So I was actually pretty surprised I could get all this in here. This seemed like it was going to be a little bit small. Of course, it still is smaller than the Craft Cadence. The Craft Cadence will stretch a bit. It's a thinner fabric that has a little more stretch to it. So, you know, I don't see an issue with either one of these. I think both of these are great, frankly. So there's a plus column for either one of these when you compare them, right? In terms of the price is pretty competitive. If you're not buying over $100 worth of merchandise out of Craft Cadence, like you're just buying this or a couple of things, economically you do come out better with the Sonovia just because they include the free shipping. I do like that Sonovia has this big, thick hook on it. On the other hand, the Craft Cadence pouch is a little bit bigger. It feels, like I said, like it's got just a little bit of stretch to that fabric. It's black, so it's not going to stain and show every little thing really soon. This is stark white. So, you know, I really don't think you can go wrong with either one of these. I want to thank people at Craft Cadence for sending me these and giving me an opportunity to try them and review them. It's rare that I review a similar item by two manufacturers, and I just find them to be so comparable where pluses and minuses sort of cancel each other out. I really don't think you can go wrong with either of these products. I like them both. In fact, I'm using them both and enjoying them very much. As you guys know, because I've had this recent surgery, so I have to go back in every now and then periodically. Like a couple of days ago, I got that big post-op dressing off, had to take a look at the wound, put the cast on, and, you know, going into all these doctor's offices and things. My doctor's office is really good about social distancing and monitoring mask wearing and everything like that. Don't get me started on the most recent CDC recommendation. But anyway, you know, you're still in a doctor's office and a cast doesn't get washed, and I kind of feel like, you know, you're bringing home anything, your contact there. So I really liked having these, and I've used each one once now going into my doctor's office and going for surgery, where I had to bring like my insurance cards and things like that. It's just like a nice thing, you know, then you come home. I don't think you can count on the fabric in here to actually clean the contents on the inside, but certainly this fabric is going to cut down on any microbial load. So, you know, I felt like I can just come home, put this down and, you know, leave the things inside of it and let this, at least this fabric, sort of clean itself, because that's what really got exposed wherever I was out. And I just really like having these. I think that putting in the zipper was a really big plus, that both of them did that. And kudos to both Craft Cadence and Sonovia for making these with a zipper. I'm sure that's quite a bit more expensive than the drawstrings, but it just makes it so much more useful for most of us. So yeah, let me know if you guys try any of these. If you do, make sure to use the coupon codes. And thanks again for those coupon codes, guys. And until next time, be well. Bye-bye.